All right, Bulls and Bears, we're back here, back with another dose of economic reality. We've got some pretty big news coming out of a couple markets that we keep a close watch on here. Car prices are starting the falling, the dropping in the car prices, the decline, pick the right word to use here. The decline in car prices is accelerating. So we saw, some small drops when this bubble first started busting, back early last year. We started seeing some price declines. Now the declines are accelerating. We're going to get into that here in a few minutes. We also have some predictions for more bank failures. I'm going to explain what's behind that and how we should maybe prep for that. I don't think it's going to be as big of a deal as some people think, and I'll tell you why here in a few minutes. Also, rents. We're seeing a double top. Rents posted the biggest drop in 3 years here recently, and we're seeing a double top, just like many of you watched my real estate report. Was that 3-4 reports ago? And we saw a double top in the housing market, and that's usually a sign that we've seen the top, or the top is in, or the peak is in, and then it's all downhill from here. Now, anything can happen. Just look at 2020. They could put these markets in reverse. They could stop the bubble from bursting, stop the prices from falling with a whole bunch of rescue programs. But outside of that, look out for more downside. But let's go ahead and get started right here. Used car prices fell so far in 2024 almost 14%, and we're not even 2 months into the year yet. For wholesale prices, used vehicles are at the lowest they've been now since 2021. Now, we're still not at pre-pandemic levels or pre-health crisis levels, but we are seeing some nice moves now to the downside. So let me bring up a chart here for you. And this is the Manheim Used Vehicle Index. Let me see if I can zoom in a little bit here. And perfect. All right. So we look to the right edge here, and we see a big drop there from the decline. And this was a big one just recently here, because we did see it go back up. Was that last summer? And now the decline is accelerating. So we might see a bump up again this summer, which summertime is prime car buying season. But eventually, I'm thinking this is going to get back down to the mean, right? Which would be, just follow the mouse here, would be right about here. So some pretty big declines to go. But again, there could be a huge economic meltdown if the banks are allowed to go down, which some people are saying that's going to happen coming up pretty soon in March. If the banks are allowed to actually go down, you could see this market drop, the car market, the rental market, unemployment explode, the stock market sell off. All that could happen if the banks are allowed to go down. So we've got this emergency funding program that's supposed to expire in March. All of us, we're going to see here shortly if and how that's going to affect the economy, the markets, etc. And we're not too far from it here. I've always said expect anything to happen. I wouldn't be surprised if on the day before the program expired, which is supposed to be March 11th, right? Yeah, March 11th. I would not be surprised if they came out with a new program the day before. It would be sad, but I wouldn't put anything past the will to keep this economy propped up and to keep the banks propped up. The banks, remember banks. Hello, everyone. We've got some thrilling news for you. Our friends over at American Alternative Assets have an exclusive offer that's too good to miss. For the next 48 hours, they're giving away $10,000 in silver coins to qualified individuals who make the call. This is your chance to strengthen your investment strategy with a remarkable bonus. Imagine diversifying your portfolio with the timeless value of precious metals, and today your commitment to securing your financial future comes with an extraordinary reward. Reach out to American Alternative Assets now. If you qualify, you will be rewarded with $10,000 in free silver. It's an opportunity to not only diversify your investments, but to own a piece of enduring value, a testament to stability and longevity. But remember, this offer is strictly time-bound. You have just 48 hours to seize this opportunity. While gold and silver may not be a quick path to riches, they represent a solid investment in your peace of mind. And with the expertise of American Alternative Assets, embarking on this journey is seamless, secure, and exceptionally rewarding. Don't let this moment slip away. $10,000 in free silver is on the line for those ready to take this step. Visit www.americanalternativeassets.com or call 888-503-1553 now. With American Alternative Assets, you're not just investing, you're embracing a future that's stable and promising as the silver in your portfolio. Lending, people taking out loans, spending borrowed money, That's most of the economic growth. And when it comes to borrowed money, it's not just people borrowing money, the government's borrowing money. And people are talking about quantitative tightening and that, there's a contraction in the money supply, maybe the physical money supply. We're talking about physical coins and paper. But when you look at the US debt is accelerating. So when you look at the money supply from that standpoint, borrowed money, it's not contracting. It's actually expanding still, and it's expanding faster and faster and faster to keep up with the rising cost and to keep everything funded, to keep everything operational here. But let's talk about some numbers here. Back to the used cars here. We'll get into rents here in just a bit, and then some other news articles and some other reports I wanted to get into here. All segments saw decline, so all different types of vehicles. Luxury vehicles led the drop with 13.2%. SUVs, well, actually, no, luxury vehicles didn't lead the drop. SUVs, 13.5% drop. Compact cars, 16.9% drop. Mid-sized cars, 15.9%. And pickups, 14.6%. When you average them all together, it's a drop of just under 14%. So there you go. Those of you holding out to buy a car, you are being rewarded. So maybe some of you are keeping your old junker, keeping your old beater running instead of going out and getting a new or newer used car. You kept your old car running. Now, some people said, why not just sell? When car prices were really high, some people said, why not just sell my car, my used car now, and trade it in because I'll get more for it and then just buy a new one. Well, new ones are still more expensive. So even if it drops 20, 30%, you're paying less for your new car, but you're getting less for your used car if you're trading one in or selling one. You're still losing money because you're paying more for the used car than probably you're getting out of the used car. Anyways, that's what some people had the rationale of why they went out and bought a new car at prices that were really high. All right. Anyways, let's get into the rents. Recent report here, more falling rents, and this is out of Apartment List. And we've got a chart here for you as well. And it looks like another double top. Let's see here. Find the numbers for you. The nationwide median rent fell 0.3%. This is just 1 month, though, to $1,373. So 0.3%. It doesn't seem like a lot. But let's annualize that. If that were to happen every month for 12 months, you'd be down about 3.6%. Still not huge when rents went up, 10, 20, 30%, 40%, 50% in some areas. I even heard reports of rents doubling in the last 4 years since 2020, which is insane, outrageous. But let's bring up the chart here so we can look at this together. And I'll make myself really small down here. Hello, I'm down here. We see a double top in rents, another double top, just like the real estate market, just like housing. We see what it peaked out there the summer of 2022, slightly lower last summer. And now for the first time since 2017, we're seeing this year-over-year decrease. So we're down year-over-year. And, first time it's happened since 2017. What's that? 7 years? So there you go. Something significant. People every once in a while try to say, I don't have good news. Folks, I'm just giving you the numbers, giving you the data. To some people, falling rents may be bad news because maybe you're a landlord trying to get more money, and to you, it's bad news. So to say it's good news or bad news, it depends on your perspective, right? It's all relative. It's just data. I'm not trying to cherry pick good news or bad news. Numbers are numbers. So I don't know why I have to keep on coming back to that, but people in comments, I read the comments. Maybe I just shouldn't read the comments, but then I feel bad because there's a lot of nice comments, supportive comments, uplifting comments. People sometimes give me tips, super thanks, tips, with the super thanks, and just tips in general about economic data. Which is pretty cool. So I've got to read the comments. So naturally, I'm going to read the negative ones as well. But I'll try not to dwell on those. I better not make this video too long. I'm running low on sleep. You can probably see it in my face, right? So I might be slurring my words more than usual, messing up my speech more than usual. Let's talk about this. Bloomberg, the Fortress CEO, sees commercial real estate stress leading to more bank failures. Well, you know what I think about that. Banks if they do what they did for the past year now, the people will not lose their money. They'll conjure up the money to rescue the people that had deposits in the banks. So, I've been cautious about keeping too much money in the bank, but when you look at it, they can just print the money to give back to the people that lose their money. And look what we saw at all the other banks. And the mega banks, they're not going to be allowed to fail, so they could just buy out the assets of smaller regional banks and things like that. Fortress CEO sees commercial real estate stress leading to more bank failures. A lot of different CMBS loans, commercial real estate loans coming due. Will the buyer and lender of last resort just come in and buy all of them and just increase the balance sheet again? We'll have to see. So this is a very wild time to try to prepare because we don't know what type of intervention is going to swoop in here. Economists are warning of another U.S. banking crisis. Well, some are, some aren't. The problem is the longer they keep this propped up and allow these failed banks to continue, inflation is going to skyrocket. In order for there to be massive deflation, you're going to have to see a big drop off in the money being loaned out, and that would be if banks were allowed to fail, you would see that happen. So go either way, folks. This thing is so highly manipulated. Don't have all your eggs in one basket. Diversify, as the saying goes. Prepare for anything. I'd say don't take anything off the table. Prepare for anything, and keep eyes in the back of your head. I mean, what else can you say about this? I mean, please let me know your maybe phrase of advice that you could give us here in this market. But we're going to navigate this together. What do you guys think about the falling rents, the falling car prices? Things seem to be accelerating to the downside, and consumers are really strapped right now. A lot of debt out there, way beyond 2008, and 2008 was a financial crisis. So could be on the doorstep of something big, or they could find new ways to keep this thing propped up. But if they do, look out, folks. Inflation is going to run rampant, even worse than it is now. We already saw the last two prints higher than expected. So inflation seems to be accelerating. So strap in, folks, and get ready because the spring is right around the corner. Gonna have a little time off of school for the kids. If you're a parent, you're looking forward to that. You're really looking forward to the summertime. If you're a parent, school's out. And it's going to be a great year. I feel it. We're going to have a good time. We're going to keep on top of the markets, the economy, and lots more here. So please make sure you like, subscribe this video, give us some traction, and come back for more updates. As always, keep stacking. Much love to all of you. Talk to you very soon. Bye now. Peace.